What up? Wade here, coming at you from a frosty Chicago in March. And so if you haven't heard yet, I'm about to move to LA with my girlfriend. And what I want to get into today is answering that question of, is she the one? Is she the one that I would move across the country with? Is she the one that I would move to the other side of the world with? Because guys all the time, they ask me, as a former dating coach, spending most of my 20s, helping guys meet women in nightclubs, running around the world, living that single lifestyle, the rock star dating life, to now being in a relationship for 5 years, guys go, how did you know when the right time was? And so what I want to get into today are a couple quick questions, a couple criteria that you can use to know if she is the one. Let's get into it. And so to answer your question, there is no special someone. Life is not like a Hollywood movie. You do not have a soulmate. What it comes down to is the right person at the right time, the right woman at the right time. And so what you need to do is you need to look at your values. You need to look at your priorities. You need to look at her values. You need to look at her priorities. And when those are in alignment, that's when you know you have the right person at the right time. Because you might meet a great woman. You might think this woman is great for me, but if you're 24 and you want to travel and you haven't dated anyone else, it's probably not the right time because your stock is only going to rise with age. You become your man like a fine red wine where the longer you live, the more experience you're going to have, the more self-aware you become, the more sure of yourself you are, the more success you have, and you're only going to be able to attract a higher quality person later in life. On top of that, being a good boyfriend, it's a skill set you need to learn. You need to make mistakes. So that first girl that comes along, it might be great, but you're gonna do stupid things. You're gonna bend too soon, you're not gonna assert your values, and you're not gonna set personal boundaries. Mistakes that you just have to make. You can't watch a video and learn these things. You have to go through the pain yourself. And so if you're early and you're thinking, okay, this might be the right girl, but you still have that drive of wanting certain experiences in life, you wanna go travel, you're really into self-growth right now, it's probably not the right time, even if the girl is the right person. Just the right girl at the right time. And the same thing if you're older, it comes down to what experiences do you want to have? What values are you currently? What are the priorities of your values? Are you focused on business? That might be a good time to say, hey, this person is the right person because they can support me. I don't need to be texting girls nonstop or something like that. And on the other side, you have to think about what her values are. Does she want a family, but you're not ready for it? Is she ready to live in a certain location, or is the corporate life important to her and she's not willing to make the move with you? That misalignment is what leads a lot of times to conflict. And there's a specific exercise that I'll have a lot of clients do about this to really get that certainty. But first, we're coming up to a building that's really cool, so I want to show you this. Let's head on over. Ha ha ha! Good old Social 25. So this is actually where I met my girlfriend 5 years ago. It was the first day that I moved in. It was 3 a.m, 6 foot tall, platinum blonde, was there with some guy. I actually pulled her off some guy. And back into the day, this was totally like the meat market where it's like, oh, everyone in Chicago comes here late at night to meet the opposite sex. And so it's funny, 5 years later, of course, we've had a lot of ups and downs. And a lot of clients come to me going, okay, what can I do to know she's the one? Or we just got in a fight. Should I break up with her? How do I know what's the right thing to do? And so there's a couple exercises that I go through, but it's still incredibly cold outside. So let's head back home where it's warmer and I'll finish up today's video. Okay, so what I'll have a lot of clients do, if they come to me and they're like, oh, I'm not sure if this girl is the right one. What I'll do is, okay, what's a good timeline? Let's give you 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, up to 6 months is probably about max. I'd say go with 30 or 60 days and get out a list and go, okay, what would a 10 out of 10 relationship look like to me? What do I want in a relationship? What do I want her to do? Let's say, oh, it's like we go to the gym twice a week together, or she helps me make smoothies, or she's more supportive in my business, or she lets me go off with my friends. And then think about, okay, what do I need to do that would make me a 10 out of 10 as well boyfriend? And okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set aside the next 60 days and do exactly what I can, 100% give, love as much as I can, not try to get anything in return, and do whatever it takes to be the best boyfriend I could be, and communicate those things to her, be the best husband I could be, and communicate those things to her. And if you do everything and it still doesn't work out, you can leave that relationship and go, okay, I put in a 10 out of 10 effort here, and I know it's not about me, it's about either the dynamic, an alignment of our values, or it's just not the right person. And so you gotta take responsibility. You can learn from it. Again, it's a skill set to be a boyfriend, it's a skill set to be a husband. There's a lot of things you can learn from that. But the ultimate responsibility is, did I choose the right person? And so on the other side of this, I do want to say of people that are like, oh my God, you're thinking of this so objectively. What about love? Like, yeah, okay, maybe not soulmates, but I believe there is somebody that I could be with for the rest of my life. And I don't disagree with that. The right time and the right person could be for a long time. It could be for 50 years. It could be for 100 years. And I think it's important to realize like goals evolve. And so guys in their 20s will ask me like, oh my God, you went out all the time and you had this skill set of meeting women and being able to create attraction. How could you just throw that away? And your goals evolve. I'm at a different stage of life now. For me, my girlfriend, she's my almost business partner at this point. She's my best friend. And hopefully I do the same where it is 1 + 1 = 100. And at this stage of my life, I am thinking about, okay, who do I want the mother of my kids to be? What do I want my life to look like 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now? What do I want life to look like when I'm on my deathbed and having somebody there to maintain the legacy or be there just to make me not be lonely? These sort of things change later in life and your goals just evolve. You have less testosterone. And also I've experienced a lot in life. And so it goes back to the videos I had on what to do in your 20s versus your 30s. Those things, if you look at it truly sort of objectively, if I just look at all the thousands of guys that I've worked with, all the thousands of guys I've modeled and just seen what happens, there's these common patterns that you see again and again. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to values and priority of values. And if they're not in alignment, that's usually what dictates the end or the continuation of the relationship. So I hope that helps you out. If you like this video, click that like button, comment down below if you have any questions, as this is a topic we'll come back to regularly. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, smash that bell so you get every notification. And as always, enjoy.